can never do it like I. When you see man pull up and slide, man stepped in a room with legends, Rio and Steve, you know it's a vibe. Check the podcast, what you wanna know. Don't ask me, go and ask Joe. If you're talking Premier League, he's on the front line and I gotta go. It's a vibe with five, and you already know what it is. It's a vibe with five, and you already know what it is. Vibe with five, and you already know what it is. It's a vibe with five, and you already know this.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're back for this week's episode of Vibe with Five. As you can see, the studio looks different. We're in another location. Ria, why are we in this location?
You have to come to my house, innit?
Yeah. Ria's gaff. He couldn't be bothered to come out today.
I'm doing daddy care duties.
Yeah. But the podcast is still running. And yes, look, we're actually looking for a new presenter on the 5 channel. Specifically,
so glad we're getting rid of
a Man United fan.
Are we moving you on, yeah?
No. I'm staying. Specifically, a Man United fan. So,
wait.
Specifically.
There's loads of United fans on here.
No, as a presenter.
There's loads of United fans on here.
To react to all the games and stuff like that all the time. Because you're too busy.
Am I going?
You're too busy. You're too busy. You're too busy talking aliens and octopuses.
Yeah. Do my CV for it.
Yeah. We're going to let you guys know how to apply. There's going to be
like a pop idol thing?
Yes, a whole process.
Are we the judging panel?
Yes. It's going to be sick. So yeah, please make sure you stay tuned. It's going to be big. Listen, man. All I know is that there was a 5-star team that played this weekend. That's all I'm saying.
Look at his energy again.
I'm just saying.
Last week they turned it in. It was like, title's done. Yeah. Honestly, why is it always ebbs?
We might not get it to Europe. Arteta might have to go.
Have you tried just being like neutral?
There's no point. Because when
the bass in your voice is different.
No, it is. It's a bit stronger.
You had no bass.
It's a bit stronger because when you've been lacking a striker, and then your boys turn up.
Look at the body language. Woo! When you've been lacking a striker,
you weren't lacking a striker, was you? He's there.
You know. But well, anyway, either way, our boys did the business.
What does 5-0 mean?
In fact, that's where I want to start.
What does 5-0 mean for you lot?
5-0 for me is a big one because obviously during the Christmas period. Getting slapped up by West Ham. Quick slappage by Fulham.
Go, you Irons.
Yeah. Have you got a good relationship with them, yeah?
With West Ham fans?
Yeah.
I was born and bred there.
Oh, sorry. Come on. Newcastle and Leeds, my bad. But yeah, when you get over that line, and it's obviously it's been a little bit sad, but it's all about how you bounce back. We went to Dubai. We had a good break, you know, and now, like the guys are banging in goals.
Can I just say, like, them Dubai trips, this is a bit of a segue, but them Dubai mid-season trips, were nothing but trouble.
Is it?
They used to just be full of trouble.
Is it?
People were just going out. They weren't like today. I don't know. They're more reserved.
Is that not a press release though?
Yeah, the manager we'd go and the manager say, make sure you bring like one night out. You're gonna get one night out.
That's a good thing.
But when he said one night out, that meant 3 for us.
Give us some stories then. You can't just say it.
I want to know what winter break was about,
people.
I can't remember what winter break. We won the league though at the end of the season.
See, that's what I was trying to get at. It's like, did we win the league when we did this?
Yeah, we won the league.
Okay,
but we went. I forget where we went, but when we went. Sorry, what year? But I remember we're there, and you're all there, and you're giddy like school kids on the plane when you're there, because you know you're going to train when you're there, and the manager's going to always make sure you're training in the mornings, and then you're getting pings on your phone, innit? Like you're getting this nightclub and there's a beach bar.
Oh really?
Yeah, and it's lovely weather.
Is it extra exciting? Yeah, because you know that the media's not there.
No. The media's everywhere, bro.
Really?
Yeah, that's the problem. So we're sitting there, and even on our tours when we used to go on tour.
Yeah.
You're there, and you're like, we're all on tour. We've grafted, running 2 times a day, 2 sessions a day, for a week, for 2 weeks. And the manager goes, right, you're in so-and-so now. You're allowed out. You're allowed to go out. And you just got to imagine that's like having like 25 lions and tigers in a cage that's fit for probably 10 lions and tigers, allowed to go into the big cage that is suitable for 25 lions and tigers, but filled up with just Wagyu. Wagyu beef. So there's a nightclub there.
Yeah.
We're going to the top restaurant there. The music's, the DJ's there. Like, unbelievable.
Wow.
And we're just like, you can imagine like kids in a sweet shop line. We're just out. Lads were just you just go and get smashed.
I can imagine the moment he goes, night out.
Yeah.
The reaction's like a goal's just been scored.
or you play a game and it's all about you've got to win. It's like a cup final. You've got to win this game because if we don't win this game, we know we've heard a muttering. Mick Phelan's mentioned about this. After this one, you're allowed to go out, but you got to win. Wow. You're walking around, guys. We don't
Some of the one-touch play we played in pre-season is starting to make sense a little bit now.
You do not lose this game. You do not lose this game because if whoever's fault it is, we lose this game, we don't go out, it's going to be a problem.
I reckon Lou Van Gaal took them out every night in pre-season if we won because, oh my God, we were good in pre-season.
Mate, I saw some like new signings was pre-season as well. You're on the tours, you see players and you go, by the way, last night, did you see him? Oh my, what a loon.
What?
He was
people
quiet.
that are usually quiet.
Yeah, I thought he was a quiet guy, nice guy. He had his shirt off round his head like this, man. Like, mate, madness. Like
name.
I was going to say, name any names, man.
Owen Hargreaves.
Is it?
Yeah, lad.
Oh.
Quiet Owen.
Owen is one of the top guys to go out with.
He is.
Enjoys the finer things in life, right? But when he lets his hair down at the right time, you want to be sitting near him. He's a funny guy, man.
He's always like this. When I see him, he's always like
Owen Hargreaves,
good
mate.
level.
I swear down, I see him on tour one time. Shirt was off, and I was like, no one in this place has got a shirt off. It's Owen Hargreaves has. Like, madness. But it is, them places, you go, you relax, and I think that's what it's about. Resetting, recharging the batteries. And Arsenal come back and look like they haven't been out on a night out.
Yeah, like Arteta was out being fed by my man.
Yeah, I see it. Salt Bay.
I think it's Salt Bay.
Yeah.
Like,
You know, he done my wedding, that guy.
No way.
Yeah, Salt Bay. So shout out Salt Bay.
Nah, but yeah, that wedding looks. Is it the one where Shanti sang as well?
Yeah, Shanti come.
Oh my
Shanti come
gosh.
and done a little like 10 songs, unbelievable.
Where
but
was that?
he done the no, you had to do things on 5, innit? But
Yeah.
he was he was feeding some of the guests at my wedding like that.
What,
like,
is it?
like madness. So he opened the restaurant at the time. It was unreal.
Would
He
you
was
would you
opening the
would you let him
restaurant.
feed you like that?
If it's free, bruv, yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm paying for it, he ain't feeding me nothing. Not having it. But he was going around with some of the guests at our wedding doing that. It was
I
good.
love the regret on Arteta's face as soon as he
Yeah,
stuck it in
he
his
knew,
mouth.
yeah.
You could see just like
Yeah. A Man United manager ain't doing that. Only an Arsenal manager will do that type of stupidness.
Join us.
Pep
you,
ain't doing that.
You be the Salt Bay guy to me, and I'm gonna thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, Arteta looked sun-kissed though.
Yeah, no, I'll be honest with you. Like everyone looked like they were having a good time out there, from what we could see anyway. So I was just thinking they better win though. But it was Palace, and Palace ain't really. They're not really having a great time at the moment.
Arsenal started that game like a team that knew what they needed to do. They meant business.
Yeah.
They were on it, on the front foot immediately. 2 set pieces. You know you're the best at set pieces in the league. 13 goals now from set pieces. 10 or 11 from corners. The best.
I think a lot of that is down
And
to
you
players
got a
like-
set piece coach
Well,
that you took from City.
We've got a set piece coach. No comment.
oh yeah, I heard you speaking about it the other day. Like,
Yeah.
you said you're applying for the job.
I'm applying for the job because I'll be better.
No,
Yeah.
the geezer at Arsenal's on his job. Because we spoke to Saka after, and he was like, no, he's on it. And it's true. As a player, you hate doing set pieces. It's so boring, but they're fundamental. They're a big part. I think it's almost like 25 to 30% of goals, set
30.
pieces.
Especially
So,
in today's football as well.
Yeah,
man.
you've got to be on it, man. So Arsenal, like they're taking care of the little details. And the big talking point since they lost the last two games was about they haven't got a number 9
Striker.
and they ain't got a striker.
Trossard pops up with 1, Martinelli with 2.
And I saw
Even Gabriel.
Arteta's comments after. I think I agree with him. If they haven't got an out-and-out 9 who's going to get 30, they've got to make sure the responsibility is spread throughout the team. And
That's what we did last season.
Yeah, and that ain't been happening this season. But the difference is last season, they've really improved defensively now and become much more stingier. But they haven't got the balance in the attacking areas now because until the other day, Martinelli couldn't score a goal. Saka hasn't got into like double figures yet.
The goalkeeper situation hadn't helped him either.
Yeah,
I was going to
but
say
the
as well,
goalkeeper hasn't helped them, but they're defensively better than they were last year.
Yeah, but I have to say as well, I think this year as well, it goes down to what you were saying to me once, and I didn't want to listen. It's harder when people start to figure out your game. Like, you're looking at Saka now. I think teams like Newcastle were the blueprint of how to kind of like stop him. Now, when you see Saka like now on the weekends, he's doubled. He's double marked the whole time, and it's been really difficult for
But
him.
that can happen, yeah. You can do that to teams who haven't got that one guy. If you haven't got that one guy, and we've worked out their system, but if the ball lands at my man's feet, he's bagging. That takes out that approach. I'm telling you.
I mean,
if you work out City, you can work out City, but trust me, if the ball gets to Haaland by hook or by crook, then it's the cold, it's the Iceman, isn't it? Finish it.
Regardless. I've always wanted to know.
You ain't got that guy.
I've always wanted to know, when it came to Ruud van Nistelrooy specifically, you knew what he was. We all know he was a fox in a box. How were teams...
He was the first guy that we played as a solo nine.
Yeah. How is it that teams were trying to stop him? Because why is it that he was a solo number 9? Back then, it was definitely a bank of 4 defenders, sometimes even 5. But he still found space in the box.
Kicking off about us playing 4-5-1 with him up front.
Yeah.
The problem is, right, the difference is, and Arsenal could do this, but let's stop Ruud van Nistelrooy. So you put your 2 centre-halves on him, yeah? But you got Scholes in the number 10 position. He scored, I think, 20 that season, by the way. Wow. You got Scholes in the 10 position. Our 2 centre-halves are only there to take care of Van Nistelrooy. Okay, we're leaving him open. And if you're going to try and lock them 2 down, you got Ronaldo on one wing, you got Beckham, you got Giggs. Like, you need others to support that. That guy, no guy does it on his own, but you need other people to play their role. And there's been no fluidity, not enough fluidity up front, and the goals return for Arsenal has not been there to be able to cover not having an absolute bagsman.
Speaking of the manager, hasn't he only got 18 months left?
He does.
Do you reckon he'll go to a big club after this?
Do you know what's funny, yeah? I think there's a chance, if the opportunity came, I could see him going to City.
Wow.
Like, because if you think about it...
they've got a manager, right?
Yeah, but...
I think Pep could be gone in 18 months.
Yeah.
Pep's always got the vibe of, could just drop
Yeah,
it.
he could go at the end of the City. Imagine he wins the Champions League, right? And
retains that, does 4 in a row, and then dips before the charges land.
Then what happens? You know, it could be.
Well, he's got connection, and he's been there. He was coaching there before.
And on top of that, if you want to talk about someone who understands the system, their style of play or whatever, you know, when you're looking at world football right about now, I don't see maybe De Zerbi, but.
I wonder if City have actually got like a live shortlist that they're working on the off chance.
I'd be amazed if they haven't. They must be working on that. They must have people they must have a list that's a moving list with current affairs, you know what I mean?
And maybe a little, quiet off the record conversations. Yeah. Should he bounce at the end of the season? What would your thoughts be?
NDAs being signed everywhere.
I think if his contract, Arteta...
But like at United.
I think if his contract was to run out, Arteta, in 18 months... I do think he would get an extension.
If he left, I
think he's getting an extension.
If he left and went to City, and at that time hadn't won anything here, would you be happy for him to go? Or would you be sitting there going, oh my God, Arteta's been taken, he's been nicked?
No, I would want him to stay, if I'm honest with you.
You liar.
No, I would. And I wrote my points as well.
Because
I knew this would be a topic. So I reckon if you look at it, like, because of him, we're now title challengers, contenders. We ain't had that in years. Even... I think the last time we had it was that fluke year where Leicester won it and somehow, do you know what I mean? It didn't happen. Prior to that, when were we competing? When? I don't really remember. Secondly, if you're looking, he's improved the atmosphere at the Emirates. Like, prior to him being there,
you've got the ultras now, innit?
They were calling us the library.
You've got the ultras.
The 30 ultras we got now, all in black. It's great.
30, eh?
Yeah, a whole 30.
Wow.
Probably 35 by the time summer
Eastern
comes.
Europe shit.
To be fair, my boy or someone sent me a video before the game singing at the Emirates. It was the best I've seen it this weekend.
No, but it's been like that like recently in the last couple of weekends, last years.
Maybe that's the point.
Yeah.
It's a low bar.
No, come on, man. And then if you're looking...
We used to silence that crowd, man.
If you're looking at his age...
Remember Ronaldo's rocket? Silence. Before that game, some of your fans were feisty before that game, giving us in the warm-up so much jip. And I remember Ronaldo getting a bit distracted. And I remember I said to one of their fans, shut up, whatever, at Arsenal, at the Emirates. and he was like getting a bit like rowdy. And then Ronaldo scored that goal, man. I ran over to that fan from the warm-up, nowhere near where we celebrated.
Just laughing.
And just give him some, man. Serious.
What was his facial expressions like?
Yeah, his head was in his hands.
Is it?
Yeah, he was gone.
That Champions League semi-final.
Blitzed. That's when it was silent, though. It was like, that happened sometimes when we used to go to town.
But don't you think that he's done like a lot since coming Steve? I'm asking you specifically because you try to not give props. He's got rid of the Mustafi, Socrates, Mahrez, Holding, like Chambers, all those guys that were just...
Recruitment was wild then.
Yeah, but then you go, okay, so do we sometimes misproportion recruitment to managers when there's an entire recruitment team that's doing recruitment?
Edu's done great. I've got to be honest. Edu's done really good.
We always seem like, I see it all the time. Oh, Ollie gave contract extensions to this guy, did he? Or was that club policy because we did that?
Yeah, the manager has no. When it's a contract extension and stuff like that, the manager don't take no. They find out when it's in the media after time.
Yeah, I think there's so much we credit and critique managers for that I don't think he's actually they're doing. And that you say Arteta improved the atmosphere, did he? Or was that a concerted effort by, I don't know, the fan groups and consultations with the club that Arteta had no idea about?
Yeah, but a lot of the time, the football and what's going on the pitch and that dictates.
Exactly, that influences that. If you're losing games.
But then has he changed your fan base, or is it everything that we thought about your fan base being too super turbo reactionary?
Have you got a problem with their fan base?
Bro, I was gonna say, you're actually throwing, you're wrong, because if you look at United,
what's he throwing?
Your fans.
What's he throwing?
I'm not defending my fans. I'm just critiquing yours.
What's he throwing?
I'm throwing facts. Is what I'm doing.
Okay, sorry.
Because your fan base is like a fucking roller coaster, Joel.
So what's yours like?
Online.
We're down.
You're online.
We're low.
You're online.
I am online, but it seems to be. As well. Yeah, I am, and I own it. But I think our fan base is. I'm supportive.
Are you?
Of who?
Of
the club.
The same says the same guy tweeting.
The team
says the same guy tweeting. Who the heck is our set piece coach? Set piece coach. Yeah. I'll apply for the job now myself. Yeah. Is that supported?
Yeah, because I want to help make the team do better.
Come on, Steve, man.
You weren't supporting Luke Shaw for a while.
That's true.
Yeah.
Or Harry Maguire.
Or Ashley Young.
Still don't.
Okay. That's what I mean. You got
you know what I'm saying? Right.
No, I don't.
Either way.
No, you got to critique your. I think you should be allowed to. I have to shout out. I have to shout out Virgil van Dijk. We're going to talk about Liverpool in a minute, but I've got to shout out Virgil van Dijk because he said, I see it yesterday where he said he obviously doesn't agree with what's been said by us pundits and people in the media, you guys, etc.
Traditional media.
But he understands it. You guys have got to do your job, he said. I get it. And there's a lot of players that don't accept that. Like, how dare you shout? You're out of order. I'm not talking to so-and-so now. Or get my agent. You better call him and tell him that's out. Like,
is that not what you were like?
Me, I never called. Got my agent to call anyone. If I had a problem with if I had my problem, I had a problem with Oliver Holt once, a couple of times, and I just went up to him and told him what I thought of him. In the mic zone after England International, they're all there, and I walked past and I just called him out and said what I needed to say. What
did you say and what did he say?
I can't say what I said. That's too much swearing. I said, you're taking the fucking piss. Like, are you talking about that for? Are you going, that's like personal. And if you've got any questions, come to me and ask me. Like, don't just assume and make assumptions about X, Y, and Z. Like, and I think if you're being vindictive and people are talking about about you personally, I think the player should go, listen, hold on a minute, Rio, can you explain what you just said on the TV about me, please? Because you don't know me. Or, listen, I've never been like that. I've never said that. What are you talking about? Or, when it comes to performance and you're critiquing performance, like the players should like.
That's fair game.
Fair, sure. Yeah. Like it's part of the game is the critiquing of the performance. It's normal.
It pissed me off when you see some of the newspapers. Like this happens all the time with United players. They always pap them coming out of the shop and then go do a rundown of what they've just bought at the grocery.
That's why I embraced social media early, because I didn't like that every single time. They'd done a caricature. Remember the caricature pictures they used to do, the cartoon pictures of the players, and they used to do it with me. Yeah. Used to do some mad shit, man. Yeah. Like with like bling this, bling that, and blah blah. I used to think, bro, that like, I like nice things, but that ain't representing me properly. So with social media, I could go back at people, I could put my best foot forward, and this is me. Do you know what I mean? And if something was out there that weren't right, I could address it. So social media is good for certain things as well if you use it right. Yeah, you see Sheffield United player come out today.
What did he say?
Me and Joe Cole done the game for TNT. It was a penalty. I thought it was a penalty. And he's going, it's biased towards West Ham and that. We're like, what are you talking about?
It was a penalty.
Mate, if I started to dissect your defending before anything, you'd be in the floor. So just like, I think it's handball. I mean, I think it's a foul. But if I started to go through the steps of his poor defending in that moment, he should just be quiet and just go, you know what, actually, the situation, it ain't clear-cut either way, but his opinion is that. It's not biased, is it? But these men can't take it sometimes.
Ash asked me this on the flagship podcast on this channel the other day.
If you ain't watched it, by the way, guys, you better watch it. It's the most looniest, craziest, funniest.
What did you talk about for an hour and a half
Aliens.
the other day?
For the last 20 minutes, it was Ash's fear of octopuses.
Yeah. Madness.
I went to an aquarium yesterday and filmed an octopus film.
Go on, what's the question?
So he asked, he mentioned when he's on TV that sometimes he gets 1 minute 46 to talk. Is it the same with you on TNT?
BBC, you get longer.
Right. How do you get across what you want to do? And is there like a sort of want and a need to elaborate on some of the stuff that you're saying?
Yeah, I leave the studio or matches sometimes frustrated because there's not enough time. BBC, you're lucky because there's no adverts, so you do get longer. But with the live games, it's very, very difficult to get everything. And bearing in mind, there's sometimes 2, maybe 3 pundits, so you've got to share that 1 minute 45.
Wow.
Or at half time, I think it's 2 minutes, something, or 3 minutes at half time to actually speak. And you say there's 2 or 3 goals. You've got to share the goals, and then it's a comment about the performance, etc. And it's like, oh, and you can hear someone going 3, 2, 1. It's like it's really quick, but it is difficult, and you've got to be like punchy with your points. And I think that's the best pundits are the ones who can make it very clear in that short window that you've got.
Because you've got several hats that you almost need to wear. You've got to be entertaining. You can't be boring. But you have to be educational as well. And then you also have to deliver a little bit of insight from playing the game that the layman might not pick up on. So you've got to kind of match all of those 3 things in 27 seconds.
Yeah, it's not easy. And my thing, what I always think about it is Bob and Beryl, who watch 2 games a year.
Not Bob and Beryl.
Yeah, you know Bob and Beryl.
I know Bob and
Scunthorpe.
Yeah.
Are Bob and Beryl understanding what I'm saying based on the fact that they only watch probably 2 games a year? If I can get close to getting them to understand it, then I'm doing an all right job.
Who's the best at it before I move on?
Danny Higginbottom.
Pundit.
Yeah.
What, half time?
Mm-hmm.
It's difficult to say, you know.
I think Danny Higginbottom. I think he manages to
Half
deliver
time.
stuff. He's more of an in-game one, but he delivers stuff that doesn't make you feel patronised, but you come away thinking you learned something.
Who patronises you?
No one, I don't think. But I think sometimes when explaining it can come across like that.
The shows I like doing is when you've got time. When you've got time to really go out a point, and I do Between the Lines, which is like with a lot of managers and players.
I like that.
And you get to like hone in on certain aspects and get a bit of insight from them. I love delving into. You'd love.
Would you
that.
like to do that on a match day? I know there isn't the time, but is that maybe an option that you can put to the networks and say, can I do this?
Yeah, I know, but that is quite a niche because you've got to understand the audience. A lot of them want to be entertained as well. It's entertainment rather than just being really like honing on an educational. Like, so you'd probably, if there was 1 million people watching, which there sometimes is, you'd probably lose a lot when you're being too educational.
That's why people love reactions after the game. You know, it's basically people want to see the emotion and the thrill. But I got to move it on, though.
That's why Roy Keane's so good in it, because he
Emotional.
doesn't.
Exactly.
Yeah, he comes in and hits you with a great soundbite.
Exactly. Steve, this one's for you. Ineos takeover. Omar Berrada. I didn't know a lot about the guy till like a few days ago, if I'm honest with you. I did a little bit of research, but I know that this one's for you. Really, really big signing, it seems like. Great reputation. What do you know about him, and are you happy about
Just
this?
before he starts, I spoke to some guys who are at City.
Yeah.
And they can't believe we've got him. They think like, wow, he's done so much in the game at different levels, and he's been successful, and it's a really good, sharp signing for us.
Would you rank it as one of the best? Or
I think this could potentially be one of our best January signings.
Wow.
And he ain't even going to pull a pair of boots on.
Wow.
From the current climate where we're at now, especially.
Yeah.
I hope he knows where the bodies are.
Ooh.
And I hope he sings like a canary.
Ooh.
And I hope he's like, get me to that Premier League commission. And then I hope he deletes a lot of his tweets that he said about it.
Yeah, that was a bit crazy still.
But he's been at City for a decade, hasn't he? So
He worked for the
it's
City group, though,
understandable.
didn't he, as well? He weren't necessarily in at Man City.
well, that was it. So I didn't know who he was. He could have been sat next to me on a Metrolink, right? And I wouldn't have had a clue this guy, even if he got off at City, right? And I'd been like, who's that fella? Don't know who he is. I knew nothing about him. I was on a hike when he got announced, and it was going to take me a couple of hours to get home. So I thought, well, there's no point in me going live, and I don't want to go live without having a clue who this geezer is. So I spent like Sunday afternoon trying to find out who he was. Found out a little bit of what he did at Barcelona. He made loads of really good sponsorship stuff during his time at Barcelona. But Barcelona, I think it'd be wrong to credit him with the success Barcelona had on the pitch. And at the same time, you go, well, commercial success kind of comes quite easy when you've got Lionel Messi and you've won a treble.
Yeah.
I think, I reckon any of us 3 here would do a pretty decent job at selling anything with a Barcelona badge on it at that time. Then he comes over at Manchester City and he has a couple of different jobs sort of meanders through.
Sorry, before you carry on, was he one of those that came early before Pep came in order to kind of like
2011
wet the grass a little bit?
Yeah. Which tells you that they must have been lining up this Pep one maybe while he was still at Barcelona.
Yeah, he was. Well, Cheeky came. He was at Barcelona. I think the other guys, Ferran, I think he came before.
Ferran Soriano.
And our man came.
Okay. Omar.
So he ends up a few years ago with the job of Chief Football Operations City Football Group, which is in charge of, I assume, that team in Uruguay, Melbourne, New York, Girona, all of those clubs that they've got, which I think has been a mad thing. And United had a similar, we didn't own the clubs the way City owned the clubs. We had a similar sort of arrangement. We had Fluminense in Brazil, Antwerp. We had, I think, Helsinki might have been a club as well. We had all these little clubs and the Glazers came in and was like, that costs money, I don't think so.
You're joking.
And just shut it down. Yeah, they shut the women's team down.
It weren't knitted together. The City one's been knitted together as a real ecosystem where I'm sure ideally they would love to be doing transfers within that ecosystem.
They haven't really done that yet, have they? They've sent a few, I think, to Girona, but not like. I reckon the vision for what they're doing is like, because that one in Uruguay is a mega footballing nation. You find those Argentinians, Brazilians, Uruguayans, you incubate them in a little bit in that team in Uruguay, have them playing Copa Libertadores and see what they're about before they get that big move to Europe.
Is that why Girona are doing so well?
Yeah. Yeah, they've sent up quite a lot of talent to Girona.
Looking at them, I was thinking, what's going on?
But I think what the key to this here is, there's two parts to this. One, we didn't know about it until it was done. Ornstein with the Goss again, number
Shout
one.
out David Ornstein.
So we didn't know about this till it was done, and I almost think they forced United into making a statement yesterday about it. And I saw a comment which said, Joe, my favourite thing about this is I didn't hear about it for 3 months before it happened, and I agree. Like, it's back to the time children there's no leaks.
That's good though. You want
Massive,
that tight ship. I want to ask the fans. You guys, let us know. Where am I talking? You guys, I want to ask the fans. Like, what do you think? Do you think this is a top signing? Are you nervous? Are you excited? Pep, will he be good for us? Let us know.
But I think having him as CEO, we all assumed it was going to be like Jean-Claude Blanc, but Jean-Claude Blanc's going to be a non-executive director on the board. So you're getting Jean-Claude Blanc, who we know the reputation he's got, and he's the one who put Jordan and PSG together, which is like, that was transcendental. That transcended the sport, man. You'd start seeing Paris tops dropping up in East Manchester, 12-year-olds rocking it. Like, you get Man United and Jordan Brand, that could do an absolute bit of madness.
Do you know the madness is? I reckon, I'm not trying to say I'm a commercial guru, but probably about 4, maybe 5 years ago, I was saying, like, why ain't Man United signing with Supreme? I spoke to prominent people and I said, why have you not got Supreme? Or one of these type of brands, cool brands, that you could have that sits Supreme's red and white. Do you know what I mean? That's a perfect synergy there. It was hot, massive at the time. Why have we not got one of these brands alongside us? To make that, it's like who actually goes out and buys the Man United like little sweater or T-shirt? They do a few of them, but it ain't something that you go, I am queuing around the block to go and get that. Do you know what I mean? It's like just another way of like breaking a different.
Well, with Adidas, and we've never done anything with Y3.
I don't understand.
Have you seen the stuff that Zidane's doing?
Oh, mate.
My gosh.
Y3. But that's like, Man United have never even tapped into that. It's
just drop something all blacked out, Man United, Y3.
It goes crazy.
They'll be going for 10x on eBay.
Goes crazy.
Madness. Ria, why have you not considered the commercial aspect at United? Because there's a few things that you said. You said Supreme. I think last time he was telling us you had a YouTube channel before United.
Yeah.
Right.
They were scared of social media.
I had a this 5 was a magazine before, digital magazine. Got the Apple Digital Magazine of the Year, back in the day, right? We were too ahead of our time with that, yeah. And I went to United then. Actually, Richard Arnold, he was a commercial guy, and I said to him, why don't you white label what I've got? Because Jim in Texas can't get to Old Trafford and buy a program every week. But this magazine, you could white label this magazine and he can get it and you can digitise it and put interviews on there, and he gets to be at Old Trafford without being there through the magazine. But Man United, I thought to myself, all the conversations that I'd had commercially with Man United was that we're so big, when we press the button, even if we're a year, 2, 3, 4 years late, we move the audience, we move the fan base, and they come. So it's like YouTube. They've got massive numbers on YouTube now, but they can last almost.
It's still a time mister.
I agree.
Because when you look at, for example, I credit England a lot. If you look at England's YouTube channel, I think what the guys do, like with
Brilliant.
Josh Denzel and stuff like that, I think they're like light years ahead. And I look at the other countries like France,
stuff.
I just think you guys are
way behind. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And
I like, why are you not first movers?
Yeah.
Like, you've got the resources. They're scared to be first movers. They want to see how that space moves a little bit. Yeah. Then we might tip our toenail in it a little bit, see what it does. But when Man United put their toenail in it, the ripples are different. Everyone else sinks.
Years ago, I said, why don't United have a Netflix for a version of MUTV where I can go, right, today I'm going to watch all the games of the Busby Babes and do my own research on them. Where's all the 1991 games? Let me go watch all of those.
MUTV,
But why couldn't they do that? The technology exists there. If you're MUTV, £10 a month, £9 a month, whatever, upload all of our games because they have the rights to it as soon as it's like past midnight on the match day, so they can stick games on there. You can go on a ride. How good was David Beckham? Well, let's book the day off work and fucking watch him and find out. Like, why couldn't they do that? Like, because I know that you don't need that many people.
I don't know why at United it's not an always switched on social media element, like a digital element to the club. When they travel, everywhere they go, just be on all the time. It's crazy. You can control it. Listen, and like, it's the world we live in. These players are always on anyway. They're always on social media. When they get on the plane, we see it on social media. They take their own pictures. Like, I'd have it on the whole time and say, right, subscribe to this. This is our model now. Like, stuff like that, I think Man United could do commercially. And I think we will see it with these guys because Jean-Claude, the other guy who I'm presuming is going to come in as well.
Non-exec director.
Yeah, so he was the guy who managed to rebuild and get the new stadium for Juventus. He's the one who oversaw the Jordan stuff at Paris Saint-Germain. Like, so this guy knows how to fast forward a club into the new age. Man United need to do that because we should be at the top.
I was going to say, what's
the Leicester architect fella as well has supposedly just been appointed. United
for what, the stadium or the training ground?
The training ground architect.
Have you seen Leicester training ground?
He's head of facilities.
It's on 5 socials right now.
Head of facilities.
Have you seen Leicester training ground?
Yeah, I've seen it. I've not been.
Explain it.
Well, Joe, and we give them like, I think it was several wheelbarrows of cash for Harry Maguire.
They built it.
They went and took it to this architect and went, build us the best training ground in the country. And he went, sound.
And they called it the Maguire Hills. Maguire Hills is called now. But it was
Slab Hills, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like you go in and you've got the first bits where the kids are. Nice, these kids' pictures, mate. Wow. And it rolls down. And it rolls down again, and it's like the academy pictures. But what it is, it gives you that ability to kind of bird's eye view all of the pictures. It's unreal.
Wow,
unbelievable
so
place.
We've appointed that guy as head of facilities. It's exciting.
United are doing big signings in January.
I was going to say,
we've done that. Do you like best in class that G-Nev was going on about for time? We've just took that and gone, all right, cool. I'm excited for the Dan Ashworth, Paul Mitchell. I think if those two come in as well, they seem like they're going to have slightly overlapping roles. If it is them two that we get in,
what, together?
Yeah, I think one might maybe oversee academy a bit more, one maybe oversee first team a bit more. But that's the rumour.
No. Them two ain't. No, I will not have that. One of those two would say, "Yeah, I'll do the academy." No chance.
It's Man United academy though.
No, mate. Sorry, the word academy for them two's gone. That was 10 years ago.
But Ratcliffe said that he vows that Ineos would only hire world-class staff to revive United.
This geezer's built a multi-billion-dollar company, mate. So he knows what he's talking about.
They've started well.
Yeah, they have.
They've started. They've done some things, and I hope that it isn't just for the PR, but the PR angle has worked in terms of that. The Glazers never spoke to us. They genuinely didn't give a toss about us. Whereas he's come in straight away. He's met with the team.
Yeah, the fans.
He's met with all of the regular staff at the club. So your marketing, your catering. He's met all of them guys. Then he's met with Must. Like, the next thing to do is let's fuck Joel off and sit right there, and me and Rio will talk to him.
Yeah.
And then we can talk to the fans. That's the next move.
You know what? I think it's worth it as well, though.
Let's not pause on
No, wait.
Real, tell him on.
Yeah, we can get in contact with us. Come at 5. Come in the comments and just let us know the time, the date, the location, and myself and Steve will be there.
Yeah. But I was also going to say...
Why are you laughing?
No, because I think this is a good topic because it's worth looking at structures as a whole, right? And I reckon you guys... There's probably people that you might know people in your contact list or whatever, but we need to get people in.
I don't think, well, it's good to throw names in there. I think, like you said, there's these guys ain't listening to no one. They've built big companies. They've rebuilt British cycling and won Olympic gold after Olympic gold. They know how to create a culture. They know how to create a winning mentality and culture within different industries. I want to see how this plays out with these guys. I think there's this difficult conversations to be had, and people being flushed out of the club is going to happen that others before them found difficult and wouldn't do it and didn't have the balls to do it.
Others, not including Martin Edwards, not including Peter Kenyon, not including David.
Do you know what, right? I was chatting to my old man about this over the weekend. We used to hammer Martin Edwards. As a fan base.
He was decent.
But we did, didn't we? We did, as a fan base.
What a fella.
But when you look at, if you do the 18 years that preceded the Glazers, obviously Old Trafford at that time, big open-ended Stretford end, full terracing, only half seating in various places.
He rebuilt it, didn't he?
The 18 years, there was a builder's van permanently there for 18 years, making Old Trafford, to 2004, it's the best stadium in the country. Do you know what's changed since 2005 when the Glazers came in? Nothing!
You know, he's my neighbour, Martin Edwards, and I lived in Manchester. He was my neighbour.
I interviewed him in his living room once. Yeah.
What a fella. What a fella.
Decent.
Shout out Martin Edwards.
All right, I'm going to move it on a little bit. Jose Mourinho, sacked by Roma. Now, I know you and Ash were talking about he could be...
Yeah, the flagship podcast covered it. So
yeah, he could be taking over as England manager. I don't think that's the case.
Well, he's already had an offer from Saudi, hasn't he?
Yeah, no, he's turned that down.
Has he?
Yeah, he said that was never the case.
I don't think the FA hire a Jose Mourinho. I would, but I don't think the FA... They're not going from Gareth Southgate to Mourinho. That's too big of a difference in character and personality.
It's a bad dumping rebound, that, isn't it?
Yeah, that's, like you say, ready sorted to like Vindaloo, bruv. It's not happening.
They don't have the corners.
What about one last dance at Chelsea Football Club?
No.
Third time's a charm?
No.
I reckon it's on the cards.
Chelsea?
Yep.
Mourinho?
Yep.
No chance.
How's it not?
Why not?
They're going backwards. These guys, these Americans don't go backwards like that. Not like he's saying backwards in talent or class.
You say that they flipping got Lampard back for a second time round, isn't it?
No, they're not going backwards and getting. That was just a
interim. If he did well, he would have stayed.
If Poch finishes 8th, 9th, 10th, and Jose's available,
I would love to see Jose back there. I've got to be honest. Me personally, Jose, please. I hope you get a job.
I think there's a phone call happening.
If Pochettino don't do well, I think they're going to stay with Pochettino.
We'll see.
Not if they're tempted. Not if they're tempted.
I think they will. I think they think it's a project long term, and he needs that time. He needs a bit of grace.
But we don't know. We don't really know how they operate like that yet. So it's easy to say, oh yes, he will. No, he won't. But I'm with you. I think if they stay,
if he don't go Chelsea, where's he go?
Newcastle.
Oh, yeah. I'd love to see him there. Oh.
Do you know why?
No, but Eddie Howe, man.
Right?
Yeah, but
he's been unreal.
Give it 12 months.
But look where he is in the table. And I wonder if we don't know what the Saudis are going to be like in terms of getting rid of him. They might go, we expect it to be higher. We expect it to be competing a little bit better.
I don't want to see Eddie Howe get. I don't think
want to see a manager get sacked.
But we're talking about.
Are we pretending that managers don't get sacked though?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I wouldn't want to see Eddie go.
But do you know what Jose does? He comes in there and he goes, Bobby Robson told me one day I'd be like Newcastle.
He gets them on side straight away.
That's what Farah said. I did a show with Farah the other day, and she said he's still her favourite manager because he has an ability the charisma of making the fans feel like it's us against the world. And he did that at Roma.
Did you see Roma, the banner?
Yeah.
Madness, like the way they hammered all the players.
Imagine Dan Burn under Jose Mourinho. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Turns into something else, isn't it?
For someone like Isak, he would be unbelievable. If he got that
Saudi money, that team with that sort of work ethic.
No, shout out Eddie Howe.
You can't really spend.
I want to see Mourinho back in the Premier League. I want him here. I love him.
Right, who else does he go to?
Napoli's a shout as well. By the way,
they don't play in the Premier League though.
No, well, you're talking about Premier League. But I'm talking about in Italy. Napoli are not.
Where could he go here? Where could he else?
How have they gone from being like turbo hipster though to Mourinho like that?
I see him turn up in Barcelona the other day.
Yeah, but that's never going to
What's
happen.
he doing? Museum? You got to visit a museum?
Their fans would never have that.
That's his heritage though.
Nah, man.
He was there as a coach once.
Never have that. Never.
Under Bobby Robson. Full circle.
By the way, we're
Times
in
have
Spain.
changed.
We're talking Spain. We've just gone to Barcelona. Can we just move over and shift it quickly to Jude Bellingham?
Oh my gosh.
Bro, this guy is taking the piss now. It's not fair. It's not right. Did you see Tony Cruz's
Tweet.
message?
Yeah.
With the picture like that.
The mentality.
There's
It's
one
not
of me like that.
normal.
Can we put that on me next to him like that?
Yeah.
I was like 30 though.
Yeah.
My man's 20. And he's saying to his team, come on.
I remember that, but I don't remember
Come
what
on.
game it was. Was that Derby?
I don't know.
At
I'm
the
not
best
sure.
at the best awards last week, you bumped into Christian Carambo,
Yeah.
World Cup winner, and Claude Makelele.
Yeah, they were waxing lyrical
Obviously,
about
they
him.
were Real Madrid
First words
boys.
out of the mouth on it.
Yeah, Jude Bellingham.
What did they say?
Animal. Like, Claude Makelele was good because we're going to get him on, by the way,
Say it
Claude.
like this. Makelele.
Makelele, Claude. He's a cool guy, man. One of the only players to have a position named after him.
Good man.
As well
What
as
was I talking about?
Jean-Pierre right back.
No,
He's
no.
also
Talking
got a
about
position named after himself.
Makelele. How?
Yeah,
good-
so Makelele, he went, this was mad, right? So Makelele went, basically like, do you know how big and how intimidating and how much pressure there is at Real Madrid at the Bernabeu? He says, I've seen world-class players go there and not be world-class anymore and fall down and be on their knees.
Jude took Zidane's number and went, watch this, I'm going to make you
That's what
forget
he
about
said.
him.
That he said he's got Zidane's number. He says he's gone in there and said, "Move everybody. I'm going to take us there. I'm going to move us there." You got Modric, you got Cruz, you got Vinicius won a Champions League, Rodrigo won a Champions League.
He's the main man now.
Like he's saying to people, "No, follow me, guys."
How old is he?
20 years old.
He's playing better than Zidane did.
It's
Minus
not,
the
but
Champions League and that,
it's not. This is what Claude Makelele said and Karen Bauer. They said, "This is not normal. This isn't normal. This isn't like this is the out of body experience. What we're seeing, like, it's just how is he doing this? Like, and that's what Claude said. He said, interesting point. He said it's not down to ability so much. He's got the ability. Don't get me wrong. He's got the ability, but that mentality and that mindset to go in there and say, no, guys, come. I know you've done your bit, yeah. You've been here 10 years or 12 years, yeah. But number 5's here now.
Cheers, John Murter.
How did he get out of Carrington, man? He would have been, if I was there, bruv, he wouldn't have got out. I'd have headlocked him.
Who else in 2024, as it stands, who else would be competing with him for
No
the Ballon
one.
d'Or?
Musiala, about no one. Musiala. And
No,
Jude will tell you
he's
that
not
himself.
at that level.
Jude will tell you that
No, I
himself.
don't think so
Nah, he
because
ain't on that
even
level.
in
'Cause what?
Musiala's team,
'Cause what?
Kane's the main man now. He's performing better.
Who
at the
scored the
moment.
winning goal
But
to
no, but
win
you
the league
can't
last
pick just-
season?
no, but that's-
Who
no,
scored the
but-
winning goal to win the league last season?
That's last season.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, who
No,
scored
but
the
it
winning
still
goal?
counts,
Wait,
though.
in
It still
the league
counts,
that
though.
Jude Bellingham
Yeah,
was playing
no,
in, by
it
the
still
way.
counts. It
Who
still
scored that
counts.
goal?
But also, can Jude win us the Euros?
Yeah, you can. Jude Bellingham, give me my camera.
Oh,
Jude Bellingham can win England the Euros. What he's doing at the Bernabeu tells me that he's got
That's the truth, though.
the balls to do it. He's got the character, the personality to say, no, guys, come with me. Harry, you've done your bit.
Nah, you can't say, Harry, you've done your bit. They'll work together.
No. Jude would say that in his head, I'm telling you. He might not say it out loud, but he'd go, oh. Did you see when, I think someone missed a penalty, was it Harry or someone? He went behind and picked him up, said, well, come on. Like, he was probably 16 then. Do you know what I mean? This is how he's moving.
Joao Torre, I'm here though.
What? You don't want him to win the Euros, do you? Because of Southgate. This guy's mad. You're mad. But just back to
How did you know that was exactly
I
what I was
knew.
thinking?
I know you. But you know what? But Jude, I'm not going overboard here because
Because
what
they'll
he's doing.
fucking give him a knighthood Rio.
Yeah, he
And
deserves it. In
he'll
a waistcoat.
probably-
I want him to do it in a waistcoat.
He'll probably completely bollocks up everything, and Jude will be like, ignore what he said, here we go.
Yeah, that's
and
what
go
Jude's
win.
going to do. I reckon Jude goes out there and says, boys, whatever was said in there, I've got a different way to get to that route, that final, and win it.
Can see it.
Follow me.
England are going to
That's
be
how he's moving.
top 3 favourites, easy.
Yeah. It's just France are the big concern because their B team could beat our first team.
Yeah. I want to move it on to something a bit
He's still going to pick Maguire.
less happy across the weekend, like racism in Italian football. Like,
The AC Milan game.
yeah,
against
And here.
Udinese.
Like,
And here,
yeah.
yeah. There was one here as well. Casey Palmer.
no way.
Yeah. It was at
Seriously?
Hillsborough. It was the 2 Sheffield Wednesday fans doing monkey gestures.
Yeah.
And in Milan, I didn't get to see the fans, but the goalkeeper walked off. And I have to say, a huge shout out because that decision to walk off isn't an easy one.
The players walked off
Right,
as well.
and all the players walked
Yeah.
off with him, and I loved it. I loved seeing that, and I think more players should walk off the pitch. Our generation weren't strong enough to do it. You boys are. This is your time because the powers that be. This means money. You keep walking off pitches, the money's going to dry out somewhere. And that means problems for people. So the powers that be will make the decisions. I'm part of a group of players that are talking at the moment, current and ex, who are trying to get a group together to Kevin Prince Boateng's involved, Vinicius Jr., etc. So these things need ironing out, man, because these guys think, I don't know how a man can walk into a stadium and be comfortable and think it's okay for me to walk in there and do monkey chants. I don't understand how that's possible.
But it happened last week with Vinicius.
No, I know, but what
it
I mean
happens regularly. See, the thing with those countries, sometimes I wonder how backwards they are.
No, it means...
Yeah, mate, Joe, you can't just say those countries. It happened here this weekend. Yeah.
No, it's true, but I'm not saying that it's like racism's done everywhere, but when you look at those countries, it seems like it's regularly.
No, it's brazen. It's more open, it looks like. But then you look at Sheffield Wednesday the other day, the geezer was alive on TV doing it. So it's just... we're seeing it probably a little bit more often over there. But these people feel comfortable to be doing this. There's no one around them going, oh, well, what are you doing? I don't see enough people around them going, oh, what the hell are you doing?
The Vinicius stuff was mad because it didn't look like it was so many
loads
people
of them
in the stadium doing
it.
Wasn't two geezers.
Vinicius, there's been videos about him, man, that I've seen that I've gone, raw, my guy needs some help.
But this is why I think he appreciates you as well, because I've seen him message you a couple times as well. And stuff like that. So.
Well, we're trying to work on something behind the scenes because there's been a lot of groups with players and that, but they've never had a voice as strong as it could be now.
Do you think you'd get collar trouble cards if you'd have done it back in your day?
Yeah, I'd have said, he's got a chip on his shoulder. That's the old chestnut one. He's got a chip on his shoulder. He's a bit of a troublemaker. Him always pulls a race card. That one. Like if a man called you a called you a CUNT or whatever, you're in his face straight away. But if a man calls you a black this or a monkey or whatever, and you're in his face, he's a bit of a troublemaker, isn't he? You know what I mean? It's only words, sticks and stones. That's what you've always heard. Not now. It's not happening now. There's too many platforms and too many avenues now for players. The players are too powerful now to allow that stuff to happen anymore. This is a time now for the players. They can be strong. Only way they can be strong, by the way, is unified. Vinicius on his own, no. Memphis Depay on his own, no. Casey Palmer on his own, no. Together, yes. My case, for instance, at Wolves, when the guy racially abused me, the only reason this was brought to the courts was because a fan heard it and reported it, a couple of fans, and they end up coming to court. So you need the fans involved as well. That's what I was saying about they need to be strong. You see a man shouting out this type of stuff, report him. Simple.
How long ago was yours?
The process is long. That's the only problem. That needs to be speeded up, and that's what I had on the documentary I'd done, Tipping Point, around racism in football, because my case took over 2.5 years.
And it was open and shut and all, wasn't it? It wasn't that much to
dig into. You had 2 or 3 people that was saying, yeah, he done it. There was a video. It couldn't have been any more conclusive. Right, I didn't even see him do it, but these people were saying he's done it. He did do it, and my man's saying, "No, there's a reason why I didn't do it, and it weren't that, and it wasn't." And wangling his way through, bruv, for 2.5 years in and out of court.
Did you have to go to court? Back
2.5 years, messing up my diary.
Wow. Well, what more can I say, man? There definitely needs a change just made.
Yeah.
Finally, I want us to very, very quickly predict the top 6, because I think it's a fair point in the season where we can do that. Don't be scared. Why are you struggling, bro?
I think before we go on to that, I think Salah injured. Big problem for Liverpool and for Egypt in the AFCON, but I think Liverpool yesterday showed people this, and he's gone. But our striker stepped up. Jota the slaughter.
He's a great finisher. He is.
Nunes.
But is it going to be enough to win them the league?
Well, 4-0 suggests that they're still going to be there.
Yeah, and I don't want to say it's only Bournemouth, because obviously they played well recently.
It was only Palace, wasn't it, with you?
Yeah, well, yeah, but at the same... But these are serious questions to ask, though. It's the truth. That's why I don't get too excited.
What? You know? Oh, my God. We should leave it on that note. Finish on that note.
That's why I don't get too excited. But
that's the maddest line of
top 6, let's stop playing games. Let's name them now. In order.
Can I just say something? Sorry, before we go on to that. You know, Nunes has been getting hammered by everyone, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know he's the first player to get 10 goals and 10 assists in all comps this season.
He's also had 6,000 shots.
I was going to say, it feels
I'm
like
just
an
saying,
accident.
he's still got. That's like people used to say about Andy Cole. It was a joke.
But it's
stupidness.
factually incorrect with Nunes.
And he's now got 101 goals in his professional playing career as well. That's 8 for Uruguay. Actually, you got 4 for Penarol, 48 for Almeria.
No one cares.
25 Benfica. Man, he's doing his thing, man. You don't care, do you?
It'd be hard to play against, Nunes.
Yeah.
He's hard to play against because he's physical as
and he
hell.
runs and he runs.
And he
Runs in
is
behind.
quick.
So who's top 6 then?
My top 6
Yeah.
this year. City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Spurs, Man United. No. City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Villa, Spurs, United. 6.
City, Liverpool, tight though.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be very tight. Big gap, Arsenal. I think Villa, United, Spurs.
Arsenal, City, Liverpool.
You weren't finishing top 4 about a week ago.
Arsenal, City, Liverpool,
Arteta
Villa,
out.
Spurs.
Can't take this man seriously.
It's the truth, though.
I can't take him seriously. Can you just wind this up so we can finish the
But
show
it's
now?
it's the truth, though. Yeah, that's it. I'll just leave it at 5.
Yeah? All right.
I'm not
Thanks,
saying
guys.
United.
That is such a whimper of a way to finish the show, but we'll do it.
Thank you very much for watching. We've got a few shows coming out this month, by the way. Obviously, we've got big interviews.
Yeah,
you
there's a
guys
couple
need
of
to
big
watch
ones
out
you got to
for.
wait for this month.
Really big ones.
Yeah.
I don't even want to start speaking. But yeah, Beyond the 90s coming out, Heads Gone, etc. Please make sure you subscribe. Get those comments going. They're important, innit?
Yeah, stop just watching and not subscribing. We need both. All right?
Stay tuned. Keep watching.